This is a story titled "A Gift for Wally". It is part of a collection of stories called Christmas Storybook Collection by Disney. The story has been narrated by Rishi Gupta for Rather Listen A11Y. Enjoy! Wally and Eve peeked over the top of a pile of rubbish. The humans were acting very strangely. What were they up to now? They saw two men stringing small colored lights along a rusty iron fence. Another set up a plastic statue of a fat, white bearded man in a red suit, red hat, and black boots. A woman propped up a fake silver tree and decorated it with shiny red and green balls. Now that people had returned to live on Earth along with robots, they were always doing something that surprised Wally and Eve. But even for humans, they were acting very strangely. Weirdest of all, the captain from the Axiom was singing in a loud, joyful voice. Wally and Eve listened to the words carefully. Confused, they looked at each other. Rudolph? A glowing nose? They thought Rudolph must be a kind of robot, like Wally and Eve. But neither of them had ever heard of a reindeer bot before. Wally and Eve snuck closer to where the humans were working. They called their bot friends over. While all the robots watched curiously, the humans hung a green circle with small red dots on a storefront. More of the humans started singing. One small girl even shook a silver ball. Some of the robots had seen behavior like this before, when they were living on the spaceship Axiom. It usually happened every 12 months. They had never been able to figure it out. Wally looked closely at the humans. He tried to figure out what made this so different. Then he put his little metal finger on it. The humans looked happy. Most of the time on the Axiom, they had looked tired and bored. But there was something about what they were doing right now, here on Earth, that made them very happy. For hours, the robots studied the humans. They stored what they had seen in their computer brains. Next, they set out to copy the humans. Some of the bots picked up trash that the humans had used, bits of tinsel, fake holly, and scraps of brightly colored paper. The light bots collected hundreds of strings of lights. Wally already had a couple in his trailer. He'd always thought they were pretty, and Eve loved them. The bots draped Wally's trailer with lights. When the electricity was turned on, the lights shined so brightly they looked like a supernova. M.O. hung up old socks on the other wall. He had no idea why anyone would want to put socks on the wall. But if the humans were doing it, so would he. The vacuum bot sucked up boxes and boxes of packing peanuts. Unfortunately, he also vacuumed up a nose full of dust. Achoo! He sneezed. Little white peanuts floated down from the air, coating the floor like a blanket of snow. Wally and Eve roamed the grounds outside the trailer looking for more things to use. Wally went one way, Eve went the other. Eve picked up a piece of shiny metal. She found some scraps of wrapping paper. She stored them inside her chest cavity. Suddenly, she heard two humans talking. One of them was the captain. "I just love Christmas, don't you?" the other human said. "The lights, the decorations, the cookies, the presents. Christmas is my favorite time of the year." Christmas. What a lovely word. Eve rolled it around in her mind. It sparked all her circuits. Was that the name for what the humans were doing? She stopped to listen more closely to what they were saying. Yes, said the captain slowly. But don't forget, Christmas isn't about things. That's just what by and large wants us to believe. It's about giving, not just getting presents. It's about showing your friends and family that you care. The captain's words hummed inside Eve. Robots didn't have family, but they did have friends. And she had one friend who meant more to her than any other. Wally. He had come to save her when she was on the ship. He had even given her his spare parts. He had cared for her and watched over her. She needed to show him that she appreciated him. But what kind of a present would do that? Eve roamed far and wide. She searched and searched. She found many pieces of junk. None of them were quite right. Then, far from Wally's trailer, her gaze locked on the perfect present. 2 days later, it was Christmas Eve. The bots had prepared a celebration just like the humans. Some of the smaller bots were stirring with excitement. The umbrella bot wore a pointy red hat with a white pom-pom on top. The robots beeped out the words to the songs they had heard. They didn't always understand the human words, so they made up some of their own. While all the bots were celebrating the holiday in their own high-tech way, Eve pulled Wally aside. She held out a present wrapped in pretty patterned paper. Wally looked surprised. Eva, he asked. Eve nodded. Wally turned the present this way and that. He admired how the shiny paper shimmered in the colored lights. He was so busy looking at the present that he almost missed Eve motioning to him. Open it, Eve signaled. Wally carefully unwrapped the present. He folded up each scrap of paper and laid it on the ground next to him. Finally, he pulled away the last piece. Wally held a little evergreen tree in his hands, a miniature Christmas tree. The longer version of Eve's name was Extraterrestrial Vegetarian Evaluator. She had been trained to find plants and was drawn to this little tree. She knew that Wally, with his kind ways and big heart, would take care of this present, this living thing, better than anyone. Wally and Eve went outside. Together, they dug a hole in the earth and planted the Christmas tree. Wally placed a shiny silver star on the top. Wally and Eve looked at the tree. The star twinkled brightly. It reflected the light from the real stars shining in the night sky far above. Eve reached out her hand. Wally took it. Eva, he said. Now he understood why humans liked Christmas so much.